Hare Krishna,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna Mataji. Pancham Pranam.
Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Mataji.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So Hare Krishna, thank you everyone for joining us on our last Bhisma Panchak challenge, Sanga. So today is our final Sanga. It's also our final day of the Vrat. So I hope everyone is feeling well. We just have like 1.5 hours, 2 hours left. So Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji will be joining us at 5 p.m. And yeah, it's going to be very nice to have her here, to have her association. So just wanted to again clarify that today is the last day that we're celebrating Kartik, the last day of the Bhishma Panchak Vrat. So this still means that we still have to follow the activities of the calendar. Also, yesterday, as His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami was saying about chanting Ganga Ganga 3 times, that doesn't have to only be now during Kartik Mas. He does that every single day. And then just putting some points down since it's our last Sangha. So today we're breaking fast at sunset. So I'm sure everybody is coming from different cities, different parts of the world. So you can see according to your time zone. So then we'll just walk through. We have a video of how to break the Sankalpa. How to break the Bhishma Panchak Vrat. Also, since today is the last day, but in India, we only had 4 days this year. So then you can offer the white Java flowers and also the malati flower. So you can offer these 2 offerings today on the last day. And our sharing seva is to put a picture of your Damodara Sand Art, or if you did any Damodar drawing. Also, I'm just going to share my screen. I know I shared on the first day, but just to remind everyone that we have our Bhishma Panchak Challenge website. I'm just sharing my screen. So here in the Bhishma Panchak Challenge website, yesterday I was referring to one of my books, Becoming Your Devotee. So if you go to the shop, then here you can see all the different games, books, crafts. So like this book is about the Ashtasakis. So we compiled from different acharyas' teachings to learn about Srimati Radharani's closest friends. And then here's charades that we played one of the Sangha days. So this is also the card game. This is another game, Bhakti Lata. And then we have Becoming Your Devotee, part 1 and 2, which is what we were referring to yesterday. So this is talks more about the philosophical concepts and the basis of how to practice bhakti. So it's written for children, but it's also for anyone that's new into bhakti. Like how to pray, the types of prayer, what are the offenses to the holy name, how to chant, how to offer bhoga and arti to the Lord, who is Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, how to put on tilak and all of this. And then there's also the book Krishna, My Best Friend, which this one is not just, okay, maybe I can even show you. It's not just like a storybook, but it also shares a lot of amazing glories of Krishna, since our goal in life is to fall in love with Krishna, to serve him. So in this book we're trying to get to know him a little bit more. So what are the types of flutes he plays? He has 3 main types of flutes. And why does he wear a peacock feather? Who are his friends, his 4 groups of friends? Maybe today, if we have time, I can walk through that a little bit. So yeah, you can find that in the shop. And then since today is our last day of the Sanga, we're generally His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami, who's the minister of the Bhakti kids, he's always asks, I want to hear how everybody, their experience and realizations doing these challenges, doing these different programs. So here is our report that we did last year. And then if you want to also be part of the video for this year, then you can click on this button, Start Now, which will take you to the feedback form. Here it's very, very quick. You can just write your experience of the Bhisma Panchaka challenge. And then in the end, once you fill it up, you can also upload your little video. So since we have so many of us joining, I would like to request very short videos, and also you can just include in the file will include your name and where you're from, but I know that you want this write like Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, but we're going to have to cut that out anyways, otherwise the video will get way too long. So you can just speak for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you don't have to say like the beginning part, because anyways we'll have to cut it out to put it together. So I hope that's clear. Then let's walk through the Bhisma Panchak challenge sankalpa. Breaking the fast. So you can find it on our Instagram, how to do it. So I hope you all have your panchagavya mixture ready. If not, you can offer manasa. So how it goes is that a lot of the steps are very similar to how we made the sankalpa. So like first you'll purify the water. You'll chant Om Apavitra Pavitro Va. Then you'll invoke the blessings of spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, Radha Madhava, Panchatattva, Nrsingadev. And then there's a mantra to break fast. And then you'll have a little bit of the panchagavya mixture, chant the Mahaprasad prayers, and then honor your feast. So you can do this it's still not sunset, so when it's sunset. So I'm trying to finish, we're gonna finish the Sangha today a bit early so that you have time to do your paran, and yeah, we'll finish by like 5:45. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Let's start chanting by Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschathyade Shatarine. And now we can start our japa. Okay, everyone's saying different paran times, so it really depends on where you are in your location. It's not the same for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
বলো আমাদের বাটি নিয়ে যেতে ভগবানের বাটিতে গরুর মুখ বলিয়ে মানে আহুতি করতে পারে এটা ওটা কি ঠাকুরকে দেবো
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
দেবো যে ঠাকুরের বাটি নিয়ে যেতে হবে পুজোর সময় একবার ঠাকুরের বাটি নিয়ে গেছে না লিখে
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
পবিত্র হলো
Krishna Hare
পবিত্র
Hare
হলো কি তাই বলে
Hare
ভগবানের
Ram
বাড়িতে
Ram
দেওয়া
Ram
যাবে?
Krishna Hare Krishna
হচ্ছে
Hare
খেয়ে
Hare
যাবে।
Ram 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 Hare Hare
তুমি
Ram
আসবে না
Ram
এদিকে?
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
হ্যাঁ
Krishna
বললাম
Hare
তো
Hare
আমার ভুল হয়েছিল বসে থাকো আর এইটুকু জ্ঞান নাই।
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Okay, Hare Krishna. I think there's someone that we can all hear. So if you could please only unmute yourself if you're able to chant. If there's
Krishna
lots of
Krishna
distraction in your house, then please just keep yourself muted. Okay, thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
अरे मैं तो बताओ दो माँ फेस
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
आड़ो
Hare
बताओ
Hare
जब
Ram
गए
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Krishna
रामा
Hare
हरे
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Ram Hare
राम
Ram
हरे
Hare Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram
राम 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 हरे कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Sangara
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Harmony
Ram
Rama
Abhidhamma
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram.
Ram
That Bhishma discussed the shlokas. Okay, I hope everyone ready. Shri Vacha iti matirupa Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumi Swasukamupagate Kvachit Vihartum Prakriti Upayopeyushya Tribhuvanakamanam Tamalavarnam Ravikaragoravaraam Varam Dane Vapuralaka Kulavitananabjam Vijaya Sakerati Mena Vadya Yudhituraga Rajo Vidhumra Vishvak Kachalulita Shavavarya Linkratasye Mamanishita Sharir Vividyamana Tvachi Vilasat Kavachestu Krishnatma Sapadi Saki Vacholi Shamya Madhye Nija Parayor Balayoratam Nivesha Stitavati Pada Sainika Yurakshna Hitavati Partha Sakeratirmamastu Vyavahita Pritanamukamnirikishya Svajanavadhadimukasya Doshabhutya Kumati Maharatma Vidyayayash Charanarati Paramasya Tasya Mestu Swanigamam Apahayamat Pratigyam Ritamadikartum Avaplutoratashta Titaratacharanobyaya chaladgur Haririvahantumibham Gatotariya Sita Vishika Shirna Damsha Shataja paribluta tatayino me Prasabamabhisasaramadvadartam Sabhavatu me Bhagavan Gatir Mukunda. Sorry, Nita Singh. Vijaya Rata Kutumbata Totre Tita Hayarashmini Tachi Ekshinaya Bhagavati Ratirastu me Mumushur Yami Haniriksha Tagata Swarupam Lalita Gati Virasa Guhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpitorumana Kritamanu Vatya Urmadanda Prakriti Magan Kila Yasya Gopavadva Unigananripavarya Sankulante Anta Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasuya Esham Arhanamupapeta Ikshaniyo Mama Rishi Gochara Esha Viratma Tamima Mahamajam Sharira Bhajam Hidi Dishtitam Atma Kalpitanam Pratidishami Vanaikadharkamekam Samadhigatosmi Vidhuta Bedha. Okay, so now we're just gonna read the last two. Just let's see who can do. Okay, can I get someone's hands up?
Yes. I'm sick.
Okay, let's have Bhumika.
Hey, my hands are shaking just now.
Okay, I think Nita Sevani Mataji is calling me, so I just have to mute for 1 minute. Okay, just Nita Sevani Mataji called, so I just wanted to, needed to send her the Zoom link. She's joining soon. Okay, let's have Bhumika. Yeah, Bhumika, can you please read the translation?
Yes. At the Rajasuya Yagna sacrifice performed by Maharaja Yudhishthira, there was a greatest assembly of all the elite men of the world, the royal and learned orders, and in that great assembly, Lord Sri Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remember the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord.
And Tulsi?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the hearts of the mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, so we went through the whole Bhishma Stuti. Now I just wanted to draw some few points from the purport that Srila Prabhupada explains. He says, oh, okay, I'm just mute. Okay, muting everyone, and I'm just going to share my screen for the purport. Okay, sharing my screen again. So here Bhishma Dev is remembering the Rajasuya sacrifice, that when Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was the emperor of the world, when they performed the Rajasuya sacrifice, in those days they would send, like a horse, a challenge horse all over the world, and all the princes and kings, they could either accept the challenge or they would just surrender to the emperor. So like this, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, everybody surrendered to Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he sent challenging horses all over the world. So all the kings, all the princes, they all accepted his leadership, and they all came together for this Rajasuya sacrifice. And here Srila Prabhupada is saying is that such performances required hundreds of millions of dollars, and it was not an easy job. Not any king could do it. Like now in Kali Yuga, it's impossible to do this. So imagine all the kings, all the sages of the world, everybody was in this sacrifice. Look here, it says, including the great philosophers, physicians, scientists, all great sages, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, everybody was there. And in that assembly of all the most important people in the whole world, Krishna was accepted as the leader. He was accepted as he was worshipped by everyone. So this is also one of Krishna's qualities, which is that he's very popular and famous. That's actually one of the 64 qualities that's mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It means that everybody, that even in the midst of so many, you could say, so many other important people, everyone has to wait for Krishna. Everybody accepts Krishna's position. And even though many people, they didn't realize that Krishna was the Supreme Lord, but still everyone respected him. So Bhishma Dev was remembering all of this, and he was just thinking of Krishna's glories. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport, so to meditate on the Supreme Lord is to meditate on the activities, form, pastimes, name, and fame of the Lord. So, and then he goes on to say, like the yogis, they think about the impersonal feature of the Lord, like either Brahman or Paramatma, but it's much harder because like us, we worship Krishna in his personal, as a person, the supreme person with a personal relationship. And in this way, this is why we have to hear and hear and hear more. And like this, we're meditating on the Lord. It's very easy. We have Krishna's form is so beautifully described. So many scriptures in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. His lotus eyes, his lips, his nose, his hair, everything, even what color his dhoti is, and just so many beautiful descriptions of Krishna's form. Even, and I was mentioning the other day, even in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it's described how Krishna's form develops as he gets older. So then that his form, then his names. So his names, either the holy name, the bhajans, and like in this way, people dedicate their whole lives, of course, to chanting. That is what our life should be, just simply chanting the holy name. Like Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva 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 gatiranyata. So if you just say, like, if something is mentioned 3 times, it just shows how important it is. So for example, if I say, yeah, it's real, okay, we should chant. Okay, yeah, okay, it's like a joy. If you're like, okay, you have to clean your room. You'd be like, oh, okay, I'll do it later, or it's not so important, it's fine. But if your mother says twice, You have to clean your room. You have to clean your room. Then you're like, okay, it's a little bit more serious. I have to do it. But if your mother says 3 times, clean your room, you have to clean your room, you must clean your room, then okay, it's really important, I have to do it. So this is just one simple material example. So this verse, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, it's describing how we must, in this age of Kali, there's no other way, no other way, no other way than chanting the holy name of the Lord, chanting the holy name. So it's mentioned 3 times, which shows how important it is, how much emphasis there is, that there's no other way in this age of Kali than chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this is the process that Lord Chaitanya gave us, because actually in other yugas, as we know, they did many complicated austerities and yagyas, but it's not possible for us to do. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's the verse describing how people from Kali Yuga, we have short lives compared to other yugas. We're more lazy. So the best way, the simplest way for us is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Yeah, less intelligent, so many things that if we compare people from like us now in Kali Yuga to the people in Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga and Dwapara Yuga. So this is why actually this Kali Yuga is so powerful and actually so blessed, because it's the golden age. We have the opportunity to chant the holy name of the Lord. And that's how Lord Chaitanya came here. He came here to establish the holy name, the Yuga Dharma of this age. So for a devotee, our most important activity is to chant. So here, meditating on the name, on the form of the Lord, his pastimes. Krishna has unlimited pastimes, and this is why we read. This is why we read the Krishna book, the Bhagavatam. We read Krishna's teachings, like in the Bhagavad Gita, and we read about Krishna, and we hear about Krishna. So there's so many pastimes that we can hear about Krishna and his devotees, and then his activities also. So this is the point of why we're supposed to engage our ears, so much Shravanam, Shravanam, Shravanam. And in that way, naturally, like our heart could say like, if you have like a cup full of ink, right? Then if you're pouring, okay, a glass of like very dirty water. And if you start pouring clean water, then all the dirt is going to start coming out. But you need to keep pouring clean water, otherwise the dirt is not going to come out fully. So you have to keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring. So this is like our hearts. Our hearts are like that dirty cup. So then it has all these different sounds, all these different samskaras and anarthas and all of these things. But then by hearing Krishna's name, so let me just, by hearing Krishna's name, his form, his pastimes, his activities, in that way, we're like pouring clean water, and then all the dirt will naturally come out. And Krishna, he personally, let me just share you picture. So Krishna, he personally takes the responsibility of cleaning our hearts. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, wait. Okay, let me just share the screen. Adi? Okay, wait. I can hear you. Okay. Okay, found it. So here, hearing opening the door to our hearts. So let me just show you this. So this is like the picture, choosing wisely what goes into our hearts. And then in this way, we can clean it through all these different ways. So, okay, let me just show you something. Okay, let's read this. This process of hearing illuminates our lives and makes love for Krishna rise in the heart, just like the rising sun that lights up our hearts and chases away all darkness. Okay, so these are the benefits of hearing. So why do we hear? Because, as we said yesterday, everything we do is to always help us remember Krishna and never forget him, to deepen our love for Krishna and learn about Krishna. And it opens the doors of our hearts for Krishna to enter, helps us develop a deeper relationship with Krishna, and it purifies our hearts and minds. So these are the benefits of Shravanam and why we do. So we should open the doors of our hearts and warmly welcome Krishna to sit in the lotus of our hearts by using our ears to hear about him. So actually our ears are like the doorway to our heart. So this is like the key. So through our ears, then the sound vibration enters our hearts and cleans it. Okay, and what else was Srila Prabhupada mentioning in the purport? That I wanted to share with you another thing before we start our Damodara Ashtaka. Okay. So here's the Krishna My Best Friend book that I was referring to. And I know that the activities are mainly for children, but actually this book is for all ages. So let me just walk through a little bit. So here, the purpose of this book is to help us fall more deeply in love with Krishna and develop our relationship with him, which is the point of everything we're doing. So here it talks about a little bit about Krishna's 6 Aishvaryas and what are the 5 relationships we can have with Krishna and examples from our Shastra in different rasas. So we briefly talked about it this time. Then, okay, I'm just skipping through. Then Krishna's different pets. You know, Krishna has a pet deer, Suranga, a pet peacock, Dandavika, which wakes Krishna up, his pet monkey, Dadiloba, and his pet parrots, which are like secret spies. So here it talks about Krishna's pets and how Krishna takes care of Nanda Baba's 9 lakh cows and how they're grouped into different colors. How does he call them to go back home? Just like we have a japa mala, Krishna also has a mala from different jewels and he uses that to call the groups of cows. So you can learn about that here in the book. Also, Krishna's day in Vrindavan, just like we all have schedules, we wake up at a certain time, we have to go to school, we come back, we eat at a certain time, Krishna also does. So here it's a very beautiful meditation that Krishna's day is divided into 8 lotus petals. And then it describes what does Krishna do, and from 3:30 in the morning to 6 in the morning, how he's in the forest with Srimati Radharani, the gopis, and all of Krishna's pets, the parrots, and Dadiloba, and everyone comes to wake Radharani and Krishna up. So you have to go back home. You have to go back to Nandagaon and Barsana, otherwise your mother's gonna be wondering where you are. She's gonna be so worried. And then how in the morning, so then Radharani and Krishna sneak away and they go back home. And then Mother Yashoda wakes Krishna up. And then all the servants, they dress up Krishna. And then he goes and milks the cows and wrestles with his friends. Then Srimati Radharani comes and cooks for him. So like this, I'm just giving you like a little brief of like what you can find in this book, Krishna, My Best Friend. It's very, like all of this, of course, comes from the teachings of our acharyas. We just compiled it in a more simpler way to understand for like young people. So here, what does he do in the evening and late night? And also, let's see, just walking through. Yeah, there's so many activities. Also, the story of why Krishna wears a peacock feather, how the king of peacocks gave him a peacock feather after dancing with them for so long. Then I just want to show you one more chapter. Now, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I just want to really recommend everybody to really study the Nectar of Devotion. If you want to learn about the practice of bhakti, how to deepen our spiritual life. So here it describes, Krishna's different types of flutes, why he plays each flute. You know that there's one tune that makes the moon stop moving. There's one note that Krishna plays just for Srimati Radharani. So just how we have a phone, we have different phone numbers. We have, different phone numbers for different people. So Krishna also with his flute is like his phone. He has different tunes for different devotees. Different tune for the cows, for Srimati Radharani, for the gopis, for his friends. That's how he communicates. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is Krishna's 4 groups of friends. So just how we have different types of friends. Like maybe some friends are a bit younger than us, so we take care of them, we show them more love. Then we have some friends that are older than us. They'll protect us. Maybe we look up to them, they'll give us advice. So in the same way, Krishna also has his different groups of friends. And it's very amazing and beautiful meditation to learn more about, our beloved Lord Krishna. We need to hear more about him, and then it'll be, as Srila Prabhupada said, then it'll be very easy to meditate on him. He's unlimitedly attractive, unlimitedly beautiful pastimes to all of his devotees. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. And that's how we can develop our personal relationship with Krishna. Through Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, all these processes. So I just want to encourage everyone that I know today the Bhisma Panchaka is over. It's going to be over very soon. But still try to carry on what you've been doing for the rest. Like try to keep carrying it for the rest of your life. Or even maybe if it's like, okay, I did something very austere, like, I think you made a very big commitment to chant, I don't know how many rounds or read many pages, and you don't think you'll be able to maintain that, and it's okay. Just try to come up with a sadhana in the morning or your evening, a routine that you can do, that you can maintain. So it shouldn't be like, okay, just think Kartik Mas, because I know it's very hard, we get inspired this month, I did this, I did that, and then it's very easy to like get lazy and complacent again. So I really recommend everybody, if you can just take some time to really focus, take some time either today or tomorrow to write down, okay, what do I want to maintain for the rest of the year? Okay, for the next 2 months, November, December, when do I want to chant? How many rounds do I want to chant? What book would I like to read? How long would I like to, like something like to keep your sadhana up. You can also create your own calendar, your own sadhana calendar. And then again, like try to reevaluate. Maybe New Year's Day, you're like, okay, this year I want to do this. Everybody does all these resolutions, but for us, our resolution is how to develop our relationship with Krishna. Okay, so I hope everybody is feeling inspired these 5 days and to keep carrying it on. Okay, so now let's sing Damodarashtakam, and then Nitai Sevani Mataji will be here with us. Okay, 1 second. Namamishwaram Sachid Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kulebrajamanam Yashodabhyoloka Ladavamana Yashodabhyoloka Ladavamanam Paramrishtamatyanta Todruta Gopya Paramrishtamatyanta Todruta Gopya Rudantamuhurnitra Yugmamrijanta Karamboja Yugmena Shatankanetram Mushvasakampa Trirekangakanta Mushvasakampa Trirekangakanta Stitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktivadam Stitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktivadam Namamishwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lasatkundalam Go Kulebrajama Iti Driksvalilabhir Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akyapayantam Tadeshitakyesho Bhaktijitatva Puna Prematastam Shatavritti Vande Namamishwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kulebrajamanam Varam Deva Mokshamna Mokshavadeva Nachanyam Rineham Varishadapiya Idam Deva Purnata Gopalabalam Idam Deva Purnata Gopalabalam Sadame Manasyavi Rashtam Kimanyat Sadame Manasyavi Rashtam Kimanyat Namamishwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kulebrajamanam Idam te mukam bojam Atyantanilain Vritam kuntalai snigda Raktaischa gopya Moschumbitameva Rakta dharame Moschumbitameva Rakta dharame Manasya virashtam alam lakshalabhai Manasya virashtam alam lakshalabhai namameshwaram sachit anandarupam lasat kundalam go kule brajamanam Namo Devadamo Dhanananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Duka Jalatimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishnyati Dinamvatano Kripa Drishti Vrishnyati Dinamvatano Grihane Shamamakyam Edyakshidrishyam Grihane Shamamakyam Edyakshidrishyam Namameshwaram Sachit Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kule Vrajamanam Kuveratmajo Badha Murtyavayatvat Vayamochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tata Prema Bhakti Swakame Prayachat Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodareha Namameshwaram Sachid Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kule Vrajamanam Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Namne Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Namne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Natalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namameshwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Hitai Gora Haribol 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 Nitai Gora Haribol Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So right before Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji joins us, I just wanted to also encourage everyone, if possible, these challenges and many of these programs that Bhakti Kids facilitates is always is like free of charge, but it does take a lot of, it does have expenses and does take a lot of time and energy. And for us to be able to continue to do these challenges and these programs, and also for writing books and everything. So if you're able to give a small donation, we're extremely grateful. If not, then completely no problem. We're just happy for everybody to join and be part of these programs. But just if whatever is in everyone's capacity, if not, we're just so happy to do all of this. So thank you so much. And now we're so blessed to have Her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji join us. I'm just gonna make her co-host. And thank you so much, Mataji, for giving us your time. And I love your lectures, and I know everybody here is also very excited to have you. So thank you so much for gracing us with your association.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अपने अपने गुरुदेव की जय. So let's jab tak Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. You want me to start?
Yes,
So,
Mataji.
thank you. So, first of all, my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas assembled in the forum. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I'm grateful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I'm so happy to join your forum today. I've heard that lots of devotees from around the world are participating in this program, the Bhisma Panchaka challenge. I was just contemplating that, if you can't practice spiritual life, her whole life perfectly, at least it says that, follow the Madhav Tithi, the special months in a proper way, Damodar month, Purushottam month. And if you can't even do the whole Damodar month properly, okay, at least follow the Ekadashis and all. You can't do that, okay, at least do the Bhisma Panchaka. And you can't do even the Bhisma Panchaka, then just serve the devotees who are doing it. So I was just thinking as I walked in for this class that all of you amazing devotees have taken up this Bhisma Panchaka challenge, and I'm sure you must have all done it, very well. And I'm happy to be here to serve you all virtually. This is my shortcut to Krishna by serving all of you devotees, and in whatever way I can by presenting this class today. So I'm happy to be here. Damodar month itself is very special, and today is all the more special. Today is Kartik Purnima, and it is just so wonderful. It's a little bit emotional also because the whole Damodar month has been so very special. So many festivals. There is Gopashtami, there is Govardhan Puja, there is this Srila Prabhupada Disappearance Day. There's so many things happening, so many classes, programs, home satsangs, Gopi Geet, Damodara Ashtaka, morning, evening, Mangalarti. I mean, even the lazy devotees become so active this month, and especially the fragrance of the ghee lamps, the flowers, everything is just so amazing. But today is the last day. So I was just thinking that I should speak on something that how can we keep the lamp burning? I mean, we've burnt the lamp's whole this month, but how should we keep the lamp of devotion burning in our heart, not only this month, but every month, every day, every second, every moment of our life, for the rest of our life? So today, I will talk about the challenges. You have all taken up the Bhisma Panchaka challenge, but I want to talk about the challenge that we have to face as devotees. So I've divided the challenges into 5 parts. The 5 challenges every devotee has to face in his life if he wants the lamp of devotion to keep burning in his heart. So the first challenge that every devotee has to face is the challenge of memory. M for memory test, or the memory exam that Krishna takes. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna clearly states that yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatante kalevaram tam tam ivete kaunteya sada tada bhava bhavita. Whatever state of mind you remember at the time of the death, you will attain that. So he has very clearly told us that we can pass this exam and come back to him only if we remember him. And how? Not only we remember him at the time of the death, but we live our life in such a way that we remember him all the time. There is this beautiful verse. It says, Smartavyam satatam Vishnu, Vismartavyam na jatuchit. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And the other rules and regulations, the nisheda or whatever we do, the do's and don'ts, etavayor kinkara, these are all servants of these 2 important principles that a devotee has to follow in his life. To remember Krishna, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. These two things are the most important. And whatever we are doing in our bhakti life, the 64 limbs of bhakti, our sadhana, mangalarti, chanting, devotional service, bhakti shastri, courses, whatever service, we are doing this just so that we can keep Krishna in our remembrance. But while doing all this, if we have forgotten Krishna, then we have failed the exam. Somehow or the other, we have to keep Krishna in our remembrance, and that is the real test. It's easy to remember Krishna when you are in the temple, when you are following Damodar month, when you are among the devotees. But the real test is to remember Krishna in the things that make you forget Krishna, to be conscious of Krishna even among the things which make you unconscious of Krishna. So it's not that you just remember Krishna in the temple and you pass the exam. But what Krishna is looking for is, did you remember me when you were in the shopping mall? Did you remember me when you were dealing with your toddler? Did you remember me when you were cleaning your messy kitchen? Did you remember me when you were having your presentation in the office? Did you remember me when you were checking emails at midnight? So did you remember? That is what Krishna is testing us. So no matter where, what, and how we are placed, we somehow or the other remember Krishna. The 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita have been summarized as just one verse in the 9th chapter when Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaveva atma nam mad parayana. Just do that. Remember me. Worship me. Just remember. That is what we need to do. Just remember Krishna. Remember Krishna. Somehow or the other, keep him in our remembrance. And what kind of remembrance it should be? Not occasional remembrance, not only smarana, not only dharana, like fixed remembrance, but samadhi. That means constant remembrance or unbroken remembrance is what we are aiming at. To remember him in every situation, every moment, every second, every breath of our life. That's the essence of Krishna consciousness, and probably that is why Srila Prabhupada called our movement International Society for Krishna Consciousness. To be conscious in Krishna, to be conscious of Krishna in every situation, in every situation that Krishna has put us into, somehow or the other, keep him in our minds. In fact, this is a question asked by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, Vibhuti Yoga, in the 10th chapter. Arjuna asked Krishna, Keshu Keshu Jabhaveshu, Keshu Keshu Jabhaveshu, Krishna, how should I remember you? Chintayoti, how should I remember you? Chintayosi Bhagavan Maya, Krishna, how do I remember you? And then Krishna comes out with this whole Vibhuti Yoga where he tells, oh, you can remember me? I am this, I am that, I am this, I am in this, I am this, I am spark of all that you see. So Krishna has made it very easy. And he also says, before he even starts explaining all that, he says, I am there in everybody, every living entity as a super soul. So that's one way. When we see devotees, we remember, yeah, Krishna is there in his heart and his heart and his heart. So whatever we see, we can remember Krishna. So Krishna says that, right? He says, Yoma pashyati sarvatra, sarvatra mai pashyati. My devotee will see me in everything and everything in me. And this is what is the essence of our bhakti. All that we are doing, all that sadhana, all that hard work that we are doing is just to achieve this, to remember Krishna. Somehow or the other, remember Krishna. And we can do that with a blend of two things, immersive bhakti and inclusive bhakti. Immersive bhakti, there are some times in the day where you just completely immerse yourself and you just reject everything else. That's immersive bhakti. And then there is inclusive bhakti, where you go on with your day-to-day life, but you include Krishna in that. And we as devotees need blend of these two, because we are living in this material world. So we can't completely reject everything. I mean, that is good if we can, then we can transcend. But we can't do it exclusively. We have to do both of them together. So yes, there are times in the morning when we do our sadhana, when we don't check cell phone while singing Samsara Davanala, we don't take our cell or try to do work or start driving car with our counting machine chanting. No, there are times when we do our immersive bhakti. That's it. We are very seriously away from everything, completely focused on Krishna. And then there are times after the 5 a.m. sadhana, the 9 a.m. reality starts, and then we have to do certain works in this material world. And at that time, we have inclusive bhakti, where everybody, everything that we see, we try to remember Krishna via them. We see somebody beautiful, we see somebody very intelligent, we see somebody very smart, we see somebody very influential. Then we remember, oh, Krishna said he's the one. Of all that great we see, all that amazing things we see, everything comes from him. He's the source. And that way we appreciate everything, everybody, every situation in our life by bringing Krishna's remembrance in that. And if we can do that, then we have passed the challenge. The first challenge, that is the memory test. It's not about, memory test is not about how many slokas you can remember. It's about how many slokas you are living your life. It's not about how nice you can pronounce. It's about how much you are able to live that. I'm just reminded one pastime of Srila Prabhupada, where some Gujarati businessman tells Prabhupada in Mumbai, Swamiji, your Western devotees, their pronunciation of the Sanskrit is not so good. It's not that perfect. And Prabhupada said, yes, their pronunciation is not perfect, but their renunciation is perfect. So their surrender to Krishna is perfect. So that is what we are trying to do as devotees. We may not be knowing so much scriptures. We may not be able to quote slokas left, right, center. Are we able to remember Krishna? And I always share this with devotees in every forum and every class of mine, because that is something that has touched my heart. You know, how there was this one manager of a bank, HDFC Bank, and he had come to my school, and I run a school here in Visakhapatnam, and he was convincing me that I should open an account, my school account in his bank. And I saw something very special. He had a nice badge, and it says, remind me if I'm not smiling. Remind me if I'm not smiling. And I liked it so much. I immediately made another badge saying, remind me if I'm not reminding you of Krishna. And then we made the badges, and all our devotees here in Visakhapatnam were wearing that, because that's the essence of our life. We have to remember, and we have to help others remember Krishna. So remind me if I'm not reminding you of Krishna, because that's what we are here for. Why do we take the Sanga of the devotees? Because I remind you of Krishna and you remind me of Krishna. And that is what we want to do. We want to always remember Krishna, and we want to never forget Krishna. So one way to do that is by hearing, to be in the right association and to hear, do a lot of Shravanam. Then everything that you see in this world, you'll be able to relate to Krishna. You'll be able, that will remind you of Krishna. And I was just sharing the other day also that I went to this, I was in Vrindavan, and I went to this Indulekha Sakhi's village, and there was this one stone there, a black stone, and Pujari was telling me the Leela behind him, behind the stone. He said that how Indulekha Sakhi was decorating Radharani, and Krishna started playing flute. So Radharani got anxious. No, stop the decoration. I need to go. Krishna is waiting for me. Indulekha Sakhi said, but Radha, I haven't completed, your Shringar. That's all right. And she runs to Krishna. And when Krishna looks at Radharani, then Krishna says, well, Radha, something is missing in your decoration. I understand. You haven't put the black ointment, the kajal. So Krishna starts rubbing his finger on a stone next to him, and then he puts kajal for Radharani. So now that stone is still there, is what the pujari says, and he was showing us that, look, this is the kajal stone which Krishna rubbed and put the black ointment for Radharani. And it was so special from that day onwards. Whenever as a devotee in a female body, I use the black ointment for my eyes, and every time that I put the ointment, I'm reminded of Indulekha Sakhi. I'm reminded how Krishna has put the kajal for Radharani. So like that, when we do Shravanam properly, every little thing that we do in our life, right, from eating, sleeping, talking, smiling, using paraphernalia, things will remind us of Krishna. Why are the gopis called the acharyas in bhakti? Because they always remembered Krishna and they never forget Krishna. And they were so much Krishnamayi that everything they saw Krishna in it, and they saw everything in Krishna. So one of my very favorite verses in Bilva Mangal Thakur's Govinda Damodara Stuti is that when the gopis go out in Mathura to sell the buttermilk and sell the makhan, the butter and curd and milk and yogurt. So instead of calling out, come on, please take yogurt, please take butter, it's very fresh, they are so much immersed into Krishna that they start calling out, please take Krishna, fresh Krishna, just taken out Krishna, half kg Krishna, because they cannot, whenever their mouth opens, they talk Krishna. Their eyes open, they see Krishna. They close eyes, they see Krishna. They're always remembering Krishna. There is a very beautiful verse in Bengali. Gopis are telling Uddhav, he says that, oh, Uddhav, you're asking us to forget Krishna, but when we open the eyes also we are seeing Krishna, when we close the eyes also we are seeing Krishna only. Jadi nayan munde dekho, antare govinda dekho, nayana miliya dekhi samne. Oh, if I am closing my eyes, then antare govinda, I'm able to see Govinda inside. And if I'm opening my eyes, I see him everywhere. Oh, what should we do, Uddhav? He says. And this verse, which I was talking about, where the gopis are selling the buttermilk and saying, oh, Krishna, take Krishna. It's very beautiful. It says, Vikretu kama khila gopakanya murari padar pita chitta vritti Dadyodhikam mohavasat avochat Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Please take Govinda, please take Damodar. Madhav is on sale. Take it, the gopis are saying. So that much they used to remember Krishna all the time. And this is what we want to do. And that way we will pass the memory exam. We somehow or the other remember Krishna in every situation. Let's not keep our spiritual Wi-Fi connected only when we are chanting, only when we are in the temple hall, only when we are at the ISKCON center, only when we are in our puja room. No, let's keep the spiritual Wi-Fi connected all the time, no matter where we are, in whatever situation we are. So somehow or the other, we have to remember Krishna. That's our first exam, M for memory exam. Now comes the second exam, the maintenance exam, the maintenance test. Okay, we have somehow or the other come to Krishna consciousness. Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Kripate Pai, Bhakti Lata Beach. Okay, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we have somehow come. Now we have to maintain it. This fortune that we have received, we have to maintain. We have to maintain our sadhana. We have to maintain our relationship with devotees. That's very important. You know, Srila Prabhupada used to always say, when the devotees used to come and tell, Prabhupada, this devotee has left the temple. And Prabhupada said, why are you seeing who left the temple? Look at those who have stayed back. Because it's easy to come to Krishna consciousness. And it's more easy to go away. But it's very difficult to stay in Krishna consciousness. And that's the exam we need to pass. Because initially, when we also come into contact with devotees, in contact with the temple, we're super excited and everything seems so beautiful. But then after some time, it's difficult to maintain it. There is every chance that one may feel it's nice, but not for me. It's nice, but I'm unable to do it. So we have to pass this exam of maintenance. What we are doing in Damodar month has to be maintained for the rest of our life. Remembering Krishna, taking up these challenges, and somehow another remembering and never forgetting Krishna is a big challenge in our life. So maintenance, and that will happen when we also maintain not only our sadhana, but maintain harmonious relationship with the devotees. Because there are two kinds of relationships that we are dealing with on a regular basis. One is our vertical relationship with Krishna, and one is a horizontal relationship with the devotees around, and both have to be harmonized. If we have very good relationship with the devotees, but we are very poor in the sadhana, we go down. Or we are very good in our sadhana, but no cordial relationship with the devotees around us, we'll go down. Both the things has to be maintained in a very, very wonderful way. So that's one test, maintenance test. Not that we become Haridas Thakur one day, 64 rounds, and the other day we become Ajamila. No, we have to maintain it. We have to consistently keep doing. No need of doing anything extraordinary, but the ordinary every day. Ordinary every single day. We should have some kind of a non-negotiable sadhana that we do it on every single day, no matter what situation we are put in. So that is the maintenance test. I wanted to give you a short acronym. How do you maintain your spiritual life? And I call it spiritual, SPIRITUAL, spiritual. How do you maintain your spiritual life? One thing is spiritual starts with S, a sacred start, by regularly having a kind of a morning program, even if it's not at 4:30 or somewhere in some country or home, or at least something close to Brahma Muhurta, 5:30, whatever you can. A sacred start should somehow have your connection with Krishna before you get connected to the reality of this world. So that will be like kind of a armor which you are wearing when you go out in this world, because people are going to throw arrows on you. Arrows of enviousness, ego, arrogance, so many things will come on you. They may hurt you by the talks, by the behavior. But if you are wearing this armor of our sadhana, then there is less probability of getting hurt. So as for sacred start, always start your morning by connecting to Krishna, so that you get prepared for the rest, to face the war of the rest of the, just like the warriors. They wear the armors before they went into the battlefield of Kurukshetra. We wear our armor before we go out there in the field. So as for sacred start. Next, P. P is personal mantra. Apart from, you have your Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which we chant 16 rounds, non-negotiable. You should also have your personal mantra, means a personal stuti. Maybe somebody likes Gajendra Stuti, or somebody likes maybe the Stuti by Akrura, or somebody likes Bhishma Stuti or Kunti Devi Stuti, whatever is very, very close to your heart. And whenever you are put in some awkward situation, or situation which is very painful, you can just remember this particular Stuti, this particular verse, this particular mantra, and anchor your heart. So that is something everybody should do. Have your own personal mantra. I know, for me, one prayer that I like is by Draupadi, where she says, Shankha Chakra Gada Pani Dwarika Nilaya Chuta Govinda Pundari Kaksha Rakshamam Sharanagatim. Rakshamam Sharanagatim. This is what Draupadi chanted when she was in that Asat Sabha and they were trying to disrobe her. So she says this, Shankha Chakra Gada Pani Dwarika Nilaya Achyuta. Oh, Krishna, who is in Dwarika, Achyuta, Nilaya Achyuta, Govinda, please come, Pundari Kaksha, please come. And come and do what? Rakshamam, please protect me. Something like that. You can have your own personal prayer, which is very close to your heart, which when chanted, you feel like, wow, it just makes you feel more grounded and connected to Krishna. So have your own personal mantra. So S, you have sacred start, and then P, have your personal mantra. I have intention in the routine. Whatever you are doing, understand the purpose. It's not about, how you are doing. Why are you doing it? That's very important, because if you don't know the why, you won't be able to do it for a long time. Why am I doing this? What's the purpose? So whatever we are doing in our daily life, connect it with intentions. Don't make it ritual. Make it spiritual. Something like, let's start from japa. So don't make it like counting beads. Make it like calling a friend. Oh, my japa time is calling Krishna, who is my friend, and I'm on a phone call with him. Just like when we are on a phone call with somebody and somebody comes and interrupts and we said, sorry, Mataji, I'm on a call. So something like this. When you chant, you said, I'm on a call with Krishna. So can you just pause? I don't want to talk right now because I'm on a call. So something like that. Instead of counting your beads, just have that intention, I'm calling Krishna. When you're attending Aarti and you see the pujari is offering the lamp, you can just pray when the lamp is being offered. Oh, my dear Lord, please remove the darkness of my heart, with this lamp that has been offered to you. Oh, when you see the pujari is offering the camphor, you can just pray, Krishna, just like the camphor, burns, please burn my ego, please burn my anarthas, right? When you see the pujari is offering the water, you can say, Krishna, please bathe my heart of all impurities. When you see the pujari is offering the cloth, you can say, Krishna, please clothe me with humility. So like that, everything that you see which is going on in the arati, you can keep making your personal prayers instead of standing there ritualistically. Okay, now the Samsara Davana verse is over. Now this second verse will start. Now Yasya Prasada verse will start. No, just like every moment, everything, just connect. Or when you are doing the darshan at the darshanarati, the deity darshan, talk to the deities. Oh, you're looking good today. You're looking so handsome today. I like this color. Something like that. Talk with it. When you're hearing the Bhagavatam class, take it as a personal letter that the devotee is reading out to you. Oh, this is a letter Krishna wrote to you. Or you write letter to Krishna every day. Just write a journal. On Ekadashis, it's your date with Krishna. Just like boy and girl have a date. Ekadashi is my date with Krishna. So you reduce some other works that you do regularly. You say, no, today is my date day because I'm in date with Krishna and I need to be connected with him all the time today. So I can't do anything else. When you take prasadam, oh, this has been tasted by Krishna. This has been touched by Krishna. So like that, everything that you do, don't make your spiritual life ritualistic. Make your rituals into spiritual. So S for a sacred start. P, have your own personal mantra. I, add intention and routine. R, reflect before you react. Be very careful when you deal with Vaishnavas. We don't want to get into all that aparadha bracket. Very careful before reacting. Respond in a right way. Pause. Be careful while judging people, judging devotees around you. Don't hastily make judgments about devotees around you just by their external behavior or the way they talk or move. Be very careful. So reflect before you react. And the next I is the inner circle of satsanga. Have your own inner circle of satsanga apart from whatever you have the Bhagavatam class in the temple and all. Have a one-on-one Sangha with somebody. That's very important because sometimes you have Sangha, but it should not be very superficial. It should be very deep connection. And sometimes in a crowd, you cannot have deep connection with every single person. So you can have association of devotees, but you should also have a personal association with somebody who is maybe Sajatiya, Snigdha, who is better than you in Krishna consciousness, whom you know, whose association will inspire you. So that's very important that when we say association of devotees, what kind of association? That's very important because sorry to say, but nowadays, even the association of the temple have become more like gossips. That shouldn't be the association. Who did what? Where did they go? What happened to that? The association is not about gossip. The association is not about comparison. The association is not about, do I have a matching mala bag with my sari and how do I look, Mataji? It's not about that. Association should be about learning. Association should be about transformation. That kind of association. Association should not be about simply attending program. I attended program, you attended program. No, did we share something? Did we reflect on something? Did I share my realization with you? Did she share her realization? That kind of association. Association is not about competition, envy. Why is her sari looking better than mine? No, it's not about that. It's about correction with love. I want to be corrected. I want to help others by correcting them. And I also want to be corrected with love. And I want to express my gratitude for that correction which is given to me. Is association only about photos and selfies, or is it about prayers and tears? That's very important. So that kind of association is what we are looking for. So that is our maintenance test. S for sacred start, P for a personal mantra, I to add intention in your routine, R to reflect before you react, I have your own inner circle of satsanga, no superficial association, but deep, transforming association. And then comes T, touch with compassion. Do one kind thing in a day, just any one kind thing that will make you feel so happy, an inner happiness from inside. Something as little as just lending your ear to somebody without allowing somebody to talk without interrupting. Maybe just giving a warm smile to somebody. Maybe just saying lovingly Hare Krishna to somebody. And even as small as that, if we can do at least one act in a day. And then U for use food as worship or other. Nourish your soul with food or other by changing your food into prasadam. So always, always, always stick to taking prasadam, no matter how the pani puri looks attractive. Is it offered? Maybe the pizza is looking very nice, but is it offered? Make sure whatever goes in your mouth nourishes your soul. It's not just food, but it's prasadam. And that affects our consciousness. Whatever we eat will affect our consciousness. It will affect the way we are thinking, the way we behave. Everything depends so much on what we eat also. Next thing, A, spiritual. A, have some sacred space at your home. Have your surroundings neat and clean, which inspire you in Krishna consciousness. You have some things around you. Even if you're not reading Bhagavatam, at least make sure it's displayed in your house so that somewhere when you see that, someday you may be inspired to take a book. But if it's somewhere packed in a trunk, you can't even see, then you'll forget. At least, have your surroundings in a way that will remind you of Krishna. There is a picture of Krishna. There is some books, there is our mala bag hanging. There is surrounding is clean. We have Acharya's photo. We have keep your surrounding very sacred, nice. Have a nice puja room. So it reminds you of Krishna. And the last one, look for the divine even in the ordinary things. Notice the Lord's fingerprints in your daily life. So if somebody walks in and says something nice to you, this is Krishna's plan. Oh, thank you so much, Krishna. Oh, you forgot your pen and then you just, you were just reminded that it was there. Oh, thank you, Krishna. Thank you so much. Every small little thing. It's Krishna who reminded me. Oh, it's because of Krishna that this happened. All the time, even in ordinary little things. Or something like you never expected, but you went to the prasadam hall and today was your favorite dish. Thank you, Krishna. This is your plan. I know, you did this just for me. Or something like that, Always looking for some connection with Krishna. Even in the small little things, I just came back yesterday, no, not yesterday, day before yesterday, midnight from Vrindavan. And me and my husband were having a joke. I always tell him that, whatever color I wear for Mangalarti, somehow coincidentally, or I don't know what's Krishna's this, that day, that color will be Krishna's dress in Darshanarti. So I always tell him that, and he teases me. That's a joke between me and my husband. So this time when we were in Vrindavan, I wore a pink sari in the morning. So my husband was telling, okay, let's see what happens. Because you see, he always has this thing that in our temple in Vizag, maybe I'm just influencing the pujari, you never know. So I told him, look, I don't know anybody in Vrindavan, and we just guessed. So we both were eagerly waiting. So it happened, I was wearing pink in Mangalarti, and Darshanarti, the Lord was wearing pink. I said, look, Lord is wearing pink. And we both were laughing. And then somehow, because I was sweating and smelling, from morning 3:30, and also around, I think I had changed my sari before I came for Darshanarti, and I also was supposed to give a class. And morning Mangalarti, I wore a pink sari, but then by Darshanarti, I'm wearing a green. And Krishna, by that time, already was wearing a pink. So my husband was teasing me, okay, he wore pink, but now you wore green. And I told him, look carefully, Krishna's waist had a green color cloth. And we both had such a laugh. And I tell you, dear devotees, you can check it out. It happened just 2-3 days before, just the Bhisma Panchaka, first day or second day. I was in Vrindavan, and it was like pink. And then he had, of all the pink thing he's wearing, he had this green color knot on his waist, and we both had such a laugh. So this is something so simple and small, but like this small and simple things, just keep adding it in your life, and that way all the time be in constant remembrance of Krishna. What is he wearing today? What is going to happen? What kind of flower he had? That kind of a remembrance in small little things, and connecting, trying to have a relationship with him. This is something like, I just want to say, oh Krishna, you're noticing what I wore today. It's kind of a relationship, so something like that can make your bhakti so active bhakti, and active relationship with Krishna. So I will come back to our acronym, or I'll come back to our 5 exams that I was talking about. The first exam I said is M for memory exam, remembering Krishna. The second, I said maintenance, by maintaining our sadhana nicely, by maintaining the relationship with devotees nicely, because if we don't have good relationship with the devotees, then we will not have good relationship with Krishna. So that's one exam, the maintenance test. And I gave you the acronym spiritual, how you make your daily life in such a way that you can maintain your Krishna consciousness. Now we come to the third exam. That is the exam of the mind, M for mind exam, because mind is a monkey. Devotion can make it into a monk. Our mind is such a thing, It can take us to Krishna or it can take us away from Krishna. So whether we are in pain or pleasure, managing our thoughts in the right direction is a very big test in Krishna consciousness. Because sometimes when things are very conducive, we very happily chant. But things are not conducive, we forget Krishna. In fact, or sometimes if things are over conducive, also we forget Krishna. That is why Yudhishthira Maharaj is so special. When he was in trouble, he remembered Krishna. And when everything was wonderful in his life, also he remembered Krishna. Sometimes it's more easier to remember Krishna when you are in trouble, but difficult to remember Krishna when everything is super fine. So there is this verse in Hindi, says, Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi, jo dukh mein sumiran kare, jo sukh mein sumiran kare, dukh kahe ko hoye. When they're in trouble, people remember Krishna. But when you are not in trouble and things are happening wonderfully in your life, if you remember Krishna at that time, then there will never be trouble in your life. So this is something. Or even if there is trouble or happy, like Bhakti Vinod Thakur says in his bhajan, Sukhe thako, dukhe thako, bolo hari bol. Bol hari bol, bol hari bol, bol hari bol. So mind will try to take you away. I don't mind if you chant, but let's not chant now because, so many troubles in our life. So like that mind will never tell us don't chant. Mind will only tell us don't chant now, chant tomorrow. So like that mind may take us away from Krishna. But this is one very big exam where we don't get convinced by the mind and we stick to our sadhana, we stick to our daily, no matter what situation. You see what happened to Gajendra? He was put in difficulty, but he remembered Krishna. What happened to Sudama? He was in such poverty. He remembered Krishna. Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows, but he remembered Krishna. No matter Kunti Devi, so many troubles in her, but she remembered Krishna. So whether we are having all opulence or we are having all trouble, always remember Krishna. So this is one thing that's another test. Now comes to the fourth test, the moral exam. The moral exam is to stand tall even during temptations. Oh, these are Maya's way of taking us away from Krishna. So what are we doing? How are we dealing with it? That's another exam. Sometimes the devotees say, actually, up to the third day I was okay, but the fourth day I couldn't follow it. Okay, maybe 3 days you didn't have any temptations, you could do it. And fourth day, finally, when temptation come and there was a hot pizza right in front of you and Govinda's, and you just gave up your Bhisma Panchaka fast. So it will happen. When temptations come, it's very easy to follow when there is no temptations around. But when there is temptation, then what you do? The real integrity is tested when nobody is watching you and you have this thing right in front of you and you still consciously decide not to indulge. That is a real test. So as devotees, we need to pass that moral exam. And how can we do that? If we are always conscious of the CCTV camera, if you're always conscious of Krishna's CCTV camera, that Krishna is watching me, Krishna is watching me. Even if nobody is watching me, Krishna is watching me all the time, 24/7. See, I'm sitting here right now, but if you start taking my pictures, I'll become a little conscious. Okay, am I looking okay? Why aren't we conscious? Krishna is looking at us all the time, 24 hours. Why aren't we conscious that, am I behaving properly? Am I talking properly? Krishna is looking at me all the time, hearing me. So this is one exam, the moral exam, that standing tall during temptations. Because see, outer appearance, you can impress the people of this world, but Krishna knows what's going on in your heart. So the inner cleanliness is so very important. Only the inner cleanliness will impress Krishna. It's not about outside appearance, how you look or the way. We have seen so many avadhutas, the way they talk, behave. They may be not having an ironed dhoti or a matching mala bag and a nice kurta from Loi Bazaar. But what is there in their heart is what impresses Krishna. Jagai Madhai were rejected by the world, but the moment they purified the heart, they became so dear to Krishna. So it's not about what the society thinks about. It's not about outwardly what we are. The moment we start purifying from inside, Krishna will embrace us. So the moral exam. So now we completed 4 exams. M for memory exam, M for maintenance, M for mind exam, because mind, works in decades. You feel like by the time you feel everything is going well, suddenly mind will make you take a U-turn. Nothing is happening. This temple is not good. It will make you see fault in devotees, fault in temple, fault in guru, fault in everything, and take a U-turn back to material life. So mind exam, and then the moral exam. Even so many pralobanas come, temptations come, and how we are standing tall. Now comes the final exam, M for mercy exam. Well, Krishna may give us the mercy. Everything may be going wonderful in our life, but do we have the vessel to hold the mercy? That's very important. Because sometimes, Krishna is so kind. If we are remembering him and we pass the memory test, if we pass the mind exam, we pass the moral exam, we have very nice relationship with the devotee, we pass the maintenance exam, and then finally Krishna may show his mercy. But when he shows his mercy, do you have the humility to accept it? Do you have the vessel? Because if there is no humility, that means there are holes in your vessel. And if there is holes in your vessel, the mercy is just going to leak out. So are you having holes in your vessel? Like I'm just reminded of the Tamil Krishna Maharaj, when he says that Prabhupada, our collection has increased from $10 to $50 or something, and Prabhupada was not that excited about it. And he said, Krishna can give us the whole of America, but do you know how to use it? Krishna is Lakshmipati. He can give us, Lakshmi, but do you know how to use it? So yes, Krishna can give us mercy, but do we know how to use it? Do we even have the vessel to take it? See, Parikshit Maharaj was blessed. Lord gave him darshan in the womb, but could he retain it? No, he did a mistake. He put the dead snake on Shami Krishi. Saubari Muni was blessed. He was a mystic yogi, doing tapasya underwater. But did he retain the mercy? No, he offended Garuda. What happened to Chitraketu Maharaj? He was blessed. Narad Muni blessed him with spiritual knowledge. But did he retain the mercy? No, he offended Lord Shiva and Parvati. What happened to gopis? They were blessed. Krishna was playing, Rasa Leela with them. But then, Krishna left them, and then we had this Gopi Geet. Of course, and there are many ways of looking at it, but I'm just trying to look at it on a very low level of how gopis so-called get pride, and then Krishna leaves them, and then this whole Gopi Geet comes in the month of Damodar. What about Bharat Maharaj? He was blessed. He left everything. He could detach himself from opulent kingdom. But then what happened? He got attracted by deer. Could he retain it? No. So yeah, there are so many such examples. What about Chota Haridas? He was blessed. He was singing for the Lord. But then, he made a mistake, Madhavi Devi, and Lord just rejected him. What about Nahusha? He was blessed. He didn't even complete his 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, and they made him Indra. And then he got attracted to Sachi, Indra's wife, and then he fell down and became a snake. So Lord may bless us. Are we having the vessel to hold it? And I'm just reminded of this one, His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj was once hearing the kirtan by a devotee in the temple hall. And after the kirtan, when he came to serve Maharaj in the room, then Maharaj said, you sing very nicely, so beautifully, like a Gandharva. And he said, Maharaj, this is Krishna's mercy. And after that, Maharaj said something so profound. Maharaj said, the fact that you remember that it is Krishna's mercy, it's Krishna's biggest mercy. The fact that you remember that you are able to sing well today is Krishna's mercy, is actually Krishna's biggest mercy, because when we have Krishna's mercy in our life, yes, we may get so many nice qualities. We may sing nicely, we may serve nicely, we may do so many things. But are we able to remember that today, whatever qualities I could acquire is Krishna's mercy, then that is Krishna's real mercy. Because sometimes, out of all that fame and all that praises, some way you may just get carried away. But if you can still stay grounded, then that is Krishna's special mercy. So if a devotee has all the good qualities, like a demigod, but you still see that devotee is very, very grounded and connected, then you can understand, specially empowered by Krishna, right? So this is the mercy exam. So my dear devotees, you all did the Bhisma Panchaka challenge so well. But if we want to pass the Bhakti board exam, then yes, we will have to revise our syllabus, that is remembering Krishna. We will have to do our sadhana properly, that is the maintenance exam. Then we'll have to keep our mind peaceful, that is the mind exam. And then we'll have to be away from temptation, that's our moral exam. And after doing all this, when we submit our answer sheets to the examiner Krishna, then at the end we write, Krishna, I tried my best, but now I await your mercy, my Lord. And you just submit your papers. And who knows, maybe one day you may just get the report card where Krishna says, you have passed the exam. Welcome back home, back to Godhead. So we are waiting for that day to happen. So, my dear devotees, it's not only about Bhisma Panchaka challenge. Let's help each other to pass all these 5 challenges in our bhakti life. Let's keep the Damodar lamp burning forever and ever by always remembering Krishna and never forgetting Krishna. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I've gone over time. I'll close it here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji. I really, and I could see everybody was writing notes as well. I feel like it was a perfect ending to our Bhisma Panchaka challenge, and as you said, to keep the lamp burning throughout our life. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we hope that you can join more of our programs in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. We can also say, Her Grace Nita Severi
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam.
Mataji,
Hare
Dana
Krishna
Pranam.
Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
So much,
Mataji,
Mataji.
Dandas Pranam.
So good to have you on our Shri Shri Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Officially time, well, in India at least, that you can break your fast. So remember that the video is up on Bhakti Kids Instagram, also my Instagram. You can follow that, and then yeah, you can enjoy prasadam. Use your tongue for honoring prasad, and very happy with everyone that we all got to do the Bhisma Panchaka together. And again, just reminding to please fill up the feedback form. And if you want to be part of the video, please send that in. And I really hope to see all of you very soon for next program, next challenge, next course, or anything else that Bhakti Kids is offering. It's so nice to see like similar faces every time. And also it's also exciting to expand the family and have new devotees joining us too. So thank you so much, everyone. And yeah, we did it. Bhisma Panchaka challenge. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki
Jai.
Radha ki
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for this.
Jai Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Mataji, Dana Pranam.
Jai Mataji, Hare Krishna. Krishna Mataji.